Welcome back, everybody. You're watching the Handyman Business YouTube channel. You'll have to excuse my voice. I'm sick once again. It's been a rough couple months. Been sick from August till December. I've been sick about half the time. I was warned that this would happen once my kids started going to school, that everybody was going to come home snot-nosed and everybody was going to be sick. I got this Instagram page. It's got 23,000 followers on it. And I've been doing a Q&A on Sundays on my stories. They disappear after 24 hours. And a lot of the questions get pretty involved. And I'm just not all that into texting long paragraphs out that have to fit on that format. So I asked guys to submit a question that you'd like to see me talk about in a video on the business channel. So that's what we're doing here today. There's some good ones in here. Some we can't put out there into the ethosphere. We just can't talk about it. And my answer to all those questions are, you really should go work in the industry as an employee. Like really get into it. Work for a company. Work on a job site. See how the real world works. Just got an email the other day by somebody who's starting their handyman/contracting business who's never worked in the industry at all. I'm finding that that is the majority of the viewers. All those former Twitter employees are coming on down to the Handyman Business YouTube channel, thinking they can get into this without ever stepping foot on a job site, without ever stepping foot into a building department, without knowing any of this stuff that is common knowledge for guys who work in the industry. A lot of it is regional too. I always encourage you to go work in the region or the city or the town that you want to do business in and learn how things go there. In California to New York City, there's such a wide range of how things work. Now, with that said, we're going to jump into the questions. Question number one, when did you feel you were knowledgeable enough to start a handyman business? This is just me, but probably age 16, age 17. I mean, I've done it all. I've done roofing, drywall, electrical, plumbing, a little lighter on the plumbing high school years. I continued that out of high school, straight into being an electrician. Was working and going to school to be an electrician at the same time. These classes that you take to be an electrician are meant for people who got through the 7th grade, because most of them didn't graduate high school. I was doing 2 semesters at one time, right on top of each other, and it was such a breeze. So went straight right through it. 20, 21, I was out on my own doing electrical jobs, doing finished basements, doing garages. Wouldn't want to do a full house by myself, but I was doing all sorts of stuff at 21, 22 years old. And never stopped. Even when I was in college, I was doing side jobs. If you've never put on a set of tools until you were 30 years old, it's going to be different. Here's a good question. Do you add profit to your bids on top of labor and materials? If yes, what is the percent in your area? He's referring to standard bidding processes when you are a larger contractor. Like if you're going to bid on a house, or more so even in commercial. All commercial work is done in that format, where pretty much everything's the same, and then you tack on a little bit of profit and a little bit of overhead. Everybody's labor, even the owner's time, is all factored in to the bid. So I don't do that on my small jobs. When I'm coming up on a price for a small bathroom makeover, I'll actually put a link in the description. I did this bathroom 6 years ago. It's just a makeover. You go check it out of what I was doing 6 years ago. When I bid something, I say, what is it going to take for me to do that? I know the labor, I know the materials, but what's it worth? What's the value of that project? That's the most that I can get paid. I don't want to get paid less than what it's worth. By experience and spending a lot of time in my local area, I know what things are valued at, and that's what I ask for. Working in the industry as an employee is a great way to get started on that. I have so many guys emailing me and messaging me saying, how do you know how much this stuff costs? And how do you know how much to ask for? It should be second nature to you. So how do you learn that? It takes time and experience. There's no shortcuts. You can't just pull things out of you can, but you may be way over or way under. What you want to get paid for is what that project is worth. What's that bathroom makeover worth? There's a market value for everything. We'll save this one for later. It's about how I handle working with a-holes. course, now that I'm self-employed, I don't have to deal with that, but I've spent many, many years on massive job sites with hundreds of people working in and out like a freaking circus show. And there's a lot of egos on a construction site. A lot of socially dysfunctional egos. That's how they got there. Good question. Start company on or off the books. Well, if you're off the books, it's not a company. You're just a guy with a name and a phone number. And you do things for money. Check or cash. That's all I would take if I was getting started. Number one thing that you need to start a company is customers and money. Everybody gets so wrapped up into starting an LLC, an S corporation, an insurance this, and what do I classify myself as, and what tax software are you using. You got so much more to worry about before you get to that level. You need customers and you need some money. That's my answer. This is a good one because I posted a meme on my Instagram that answers this guy's question. How do you and your wife balance out work and life with a family, job demands, and the schedule? Now that I'm married with kids, I don't really have to work that much. I was super focused on creating a business and some wealth and some financial safety before I had kids. And it's paid off tenfold. The marathon months, way before I had kids, you know, I may have been married, still doing some marathon months. I got to a certain level. We don't have a budget. We don't have to worry about anything in our day-to-day lives. Groceries, bills, they're all automatically paid. We never have to worry about enough money being there. So I don't need to work as much now that I have kids because I planned and prepared for it. There's a huge long string of comments on one of my old videos. I think the original comment's 2 years old and people are still commenting on it. One of the guys feels the same way that I did. He just made a comment yesterday about, hey, you know, you need to get your ducks in a row before you have a whole bunch of kids. I mean, I work 7 days a week, but I'm in and out. 3 hours in the morning, 3 hours at night, 3 hours in the middle of the day. I'm home for 2, gone, back for 2, gone, all over the place. I'm present quite a few hours of the day that the kids are awake. This is a kind of a funny one, but if you're young, I guess I could understand someone asking this question. Do you call your customers sir or ma'am, or do you call them by their name? I call them by their name. Even when I was younger, no sirs, no ma'ams. You want to be on their level. If you start going, hey ma'am, hey sir, they're gonna be like, this guy is worth about $2 an hour. He's not worth $100 an hour, or $200 an hour. That's just my opinion on it, and I've never called anybody sir or ma'am. Have you ever had to take somebody to court over not being paid? The answer is no. But ironically, I just posted another meme of a dude who didn't get paid, got back into the house under construction and took a hammer, just took a hammer to the entire shower. Another guy had mentioned, you know, why don't you just put a mechanic's lien on it? Yeah, you can do that. If you don't mind missing your money for years, you got to hire a lawyer, you got to file paperwork. I've been through this. One of the job sites that I was on, the lien was actually put on the building, the commercial building, by suppliers of the subcontractors. So there was like a flooring subcontractor who couldn't pay his bills to the supplier that he was getting his carpet from. So the carpet manufacturer put a lien on the building, went right over the subcontractor, put a lien right on the building. Everybody that lived in that building all got lien letters in the mail. If you got questions, the best way to do it is to go to Instagram. I screenshot those from my phone and I save them. I know we didn't get to everybody's questions. I still got more. Go to the Instagram on Saturday or Sunday. I'll put out something on my story that says, hey, submit a question for the next week's business video. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.